All right, what's going on, Card Nation? This is John, JD, and Keith Brown with Cardinal Craze. Welcome to the show today. We got a special one for you. Keith Brown, one of the Louisville transfer commits. He's joining us today, talk a little bit about some Louisville football, answer a few questions, kind of do a little deep dive into how his recruitment process went and his overall thoughts and feelings on how that process transitioned.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys for having me.
Well, thank you, and thank you for joining us. Um, So, for the most part, we're going to be start off with the first question, which is, what were your overall thoughts about the transfer portal, and did it take long for the Louisville staff to reach out?
Yeah, I mean the transfer portal was kind of like it was like the recruiting process, but on steroids. It came at you a lot faster and way more aggressive, and it was less more of them trying to recruit you of the facilities and here and there and all that and jerseys and more of like, look, you're an older guy, you're coming in, like this is what we need, this is what you got to do and stuff like that. So it was way more business than like all the hoorah stuff.
Hmm.
But yeah, it was cool though.
What was it that made Louisville, an attractive program when you started getting hit up by these teams? What drew you into Louisville?
Yeah. Well, I kind of want to switch it up. I've been on the West Coast my whole life, and so, I mean, I know Louisville has a long history in college football, and then with the new coach coming in and what he did at Purdue and stuff like that. It kind of seemed like a good place to be. Like on the rise.
So just to be clear, you had never made it out to the Ville until we started getting into this process with the recruitment here.
Yeah. No, I never ever been to Kentucky in my entire life until my OV.
Wow.
So, kind of talking a little bit about the head coach Brom, can you give us an insight into his personality?
Yeah, he's a pretty serious guy. He's laid back, pretty serious. He knows what he wants for a team, and he knows what he wants out of his players and stuff like that too. So, he's a real calm, cool, and collected guy, pretty serious, stuff like that, and that's great.
And then, even like going into it, I'm sure you've talked to Coach Ivy a little bit here and there at a minimum, but what has he kind of laid out with you? It sounds like you'll arrive sometime in late June. What's the plan, getting into until we get towards spring ball for you?
Yeah. So I mean, I'm out here working out 3 times a day right now out here in Seattle, getting that good work in. So I'll come in shape and stuff like that. So really, just get into the playbook. Once I get out there, I'll have the rest of June, all of July, and then rolling into August, I should be all good in the playbook. I've been in college for a while now, so that stuff comes pretty quick now. So just getting around the guys, getting through the playbook, and then rolling the fall camp.
All right. So, I did want to ask, is there any players from Oregon currently in the portal that you're trying to help recruit to the Ville?
Yeah, I had a couple guys who I was like, "Hey, coach, like maybe we can bring these guys with me," but they already all committed and went somewhere else and stuff like that, which is all good.
Did you have any buddies outside of Oregon or anybody left? I mean, we're starting to fill up. The Louisville's getting a little hot right now, but anybody left? Anybody you're still trying to hope we might be able to land in the end here?
No, nothing I can think of for sure. I was kind of this was like I told my mom this too. Like this was probably like my most selfish decision I ever made in my life was leaving and going to a new school. So I was kind of just like on my own, like this is what I'm doing. That's where I'm going. Let's get it done, and then go on from there. And I wish everyone in the portal and all my homies are in the portal too. Like I just wish them the best and hope they find the best spot for them.
Well, what is it that you're looking forward to most? I know, this is a whole new journey for you coming from the West Coast all the way to the East. Is there anything that you're just really excited about or curious to see the differences?
Yeah, probably the food. I mean, the food hopefully is going to be a lot better. The food in Oregon wasn't the best outside of the football facility and stuff like that. Besides, like we had Chipotle and Buffalo Wild Wings. That was really it. So hopefully, I can find some good food spots out there. And then just kind of get immersed into the culture out there.
Well, Louisville is definitely the foodie city, so I don't think you'll have any trouble finding a good place to eat.
Yeah, that's what.
So, what was your so yeah, I met your mom and you at the spring game. What was your mom's overall thoughts about the Louisville program and what she witnessed during the game?
Yeah, she liked it a lot. She was kind of made it clear that she wanted it to be my decision and stuff like that, and wants she'll kind of take like the kind of sit back and just watch. And after we talked after my visit, and she loved it. She was 100% on board, and I knew I was going to commit to Louisville like the second day of my OV. So I mean, it was like kind of just like, yeah, like let's do this. She loved it though.
And I think, one of the biggest changes here with the transfer portal, with recruiting in general, I mean, you got to bring it up a little bit, and that's just NIL. And I mean, the way Louisville does things is a little different, and I think that's a great thing. But, for you, did it have any at all in your recruitment process? Did you at least, have to get a glance as to what was going on with it here?
I mean, yeah, I mean that was definitely part of it, just because I was at Oregon and stuff like that, and they take care of their players very, very well over there. So it wasn't the biggest thing ever to me, but also it was something that I technically would need, just because of with what I was Oregon and stuff like that, and things I have to pay for now in my life and all this stuff. So like it's like I literally like it was definitely like something that had to happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
it's understandable. Oregon does do a good job out there, but I think you'll like it here in the Ville.
Yeah, I'm super excited. Yeah.
So, has Coach Ivey talked to you about how you're going to be implemented this season, or any of the different ways he wants to kind of see you used around the field?
Yeah, so he likes me at Mike Backer right now, and then he says that's all. I mean, that's always subject to change. Mike will, and then at Oregon I played on the edge quite a bit too, like edge, and then so he's kind of can see me, maybe walking down the edge and then playing that Mike position a little bit too. So really just wherever he seems where I should play is where I'm going to play. You know what I mean? He's the professional, so I'm just here to soak it all up and play wherever will give me the best opportunity.
Did that help me and Kludman and your recruitment as to knowing where you were going to play?
Say it again.
Just knowing that position, did that have anything to do with your recruitment in terms of these schools reaching out, knowing where you were going to play, or did you know where you wanted to play? Does it matter to you?
No, it doesn't matter, because like the thing with Oregon, they did such a good job with we had the Mike and Will, we called it Money and Mac, but we both played. We ended up both playing the same position. You'd be all over the field. You would walk down the edge. You would do stuff like that. So it didn't really matter to me, just because I have so much experience playing both sides in the middle and then both sides on the edge too. So I mean, it was kind of just wherever it seemed like the best fit for me was.
All right. So, we kind of touched a little bit on food. And I wanted to ask, do you have any plans on making a guest appearance on Element Eats with Matt Sanker and Luke Bergress?
Are you aware of it yet?
Or
I haven't even heard about that yet. But I mean, if the opportunity presents itself and there's food involved, I'm sure I can't say no.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll definitely have to get them to give you a shout out, and definitely fill you in on a lot of their new episodes that they have coming out about different places in the Ville, different places to go eat. It's really a great. It's really a great. I don't even know what
program. He's got it going over there, man. Shout out Madden, dude. Highest rated offensive lineman to ever come to the Ville. Don't forget it.
Sweet.
So what are your overall thoughts on Coach Brom? I know you talked a little bit about his personality, but what is it that makes you want to buy into play for him?
Yeah, I mean, just seeing what he's done, at schools he's been at before and stuff like that. And I know he played at Louisville, if I'm right. So like, I mean, that like just being able to play for a coach who played at the place that he's coaching at now, it means more to him, than it would somewhere else, stuff like that. So it's a good opportunity to play for someone who's really, really bought into bringing winning football to his alma mater, stuff like that. So I'm really excited for it.
And we're glad to hear it. And, Coach Brom, his roots are deep within Louisville. Growing up in Louisville, playing at Trinity High School, then going to the University of Louisville, and then excelling, going to the NFL, the XFL, then coming back and coaching. And, then going off and doing his own thing for a couple of years and now coming back. It's, it's really the hometown hero vibe. And Louisville fans are ecstatic about this coming season, especially what he did at Purdue and what he plans on doing here at Louisville, and exceeding all the records that he set at Purdue. Yeah. So you kind of touched on his personality and what he's like. Can you tell us a little bit about Coach Ivey?
Yeah. Coach Ivey is super energetic, super loud, really, really Southern. And, like sometimes I have to actually like when he gets a little excited and starts talking, I have to really listen, really try and listen to what he's saying so I don't miss nothing and stuff like that. But no, he's a really good guy. He definitely loves football. You can tell, and he's definitely a super energetic and brings a lot of energy into a room.
And for me, it's funny because obviously, like you repeated the history. I mean, every Louisville fan knows who Jeff Brom is. We all know the high flying offenses that he has. But for me, and I'm sure most of Card Nation, we're so excited about this defense because let me tell you, we got some guys that can fly around. We got guys, older guys. We got these younger guys coming in. Stanquan Clark, everybody already knows about him. I like to see a little bit of pump going in because I know you're coming in and you're expecting this defense to give them hell when it comes to practice. I'd assume, you guys aren't standing down for nothing. So, I mean, I'm sure you're hungry coming in.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean that's always the goal is to beat the offense every single day. I mean, at Oregon, we made it a big competition every day, a lot of trash talk, a lot of back and forth, made it competitive, stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm really excited. I think that's the goal every single day is to make the offense look terrible.
And just one thing I want to add on that is this might be a weird question for you, but I think one of the most interesting things that I love seeing about an Oregon transfer is coming from, Nike's top school and you're coming to Adidas's top school. What is, did that have any play? We hear all of this hoorah, in the media sometimes here and there. Is there any hurdles? Is it interesting to have to go through that process?
I mean, the only thing is like, I own so much clothes that are Nike at this point in my life, and I'm gonna start making that switch over to Adidas and stuff like that. So, other than that, man, it's not the biggest deal, not the biggest thing. I mean, I didn't go to Oregon because they're the biggest Nike school, and I'm not going to Louisville because they're the biggest Adidas school and stuff like that. So, really, at the end of the day, it's just ball, and then I actually like the way Adidas fits more than Nike. So, I mean, I'm excited.
It was meant to be.
Yeah.
So just kind of an off-the-wall subject. What's your opinion on all the rumors about the ACC realignment and then just realignment in general in college football?
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't know. It's kind of 50-50 for me. I think some schools are trying to dodge and get out and play some easier competition and stuff like that. I think some schools are trying to make a step up. So I think it kind of goes both ways. I think props to the schools that are trying to get better competition, and then shame on the schools that are trying to, get out and play against easier opponents.
It's fair.
Yeah.
Now, Keith, can you share with Card Nation what date do you plan on being on campus and really fully diving and immersing yourself in?
Yeah, so I finished school at Oregon June 20th, and then my final transcript should get over to Louisville around the next day or 2 days after. So I'm hoping around the 23rd to the 25th, I should be able to head out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what kind of degree are you going to be pursuing once you get to Louisville?
Yeah, I'm keep doing sociology, and I actually was going to graduate in the fall of this term, but I'm leaving now. So hopefully I'll be able to come into Louisville. Maybe I'll lose some credits and stuff like that, just how it is with transferring. So, I mean, hopefully I should be able to graduate within 2 semesters. I think it's semester schools at Louisville, so hopefully in 2 semesters at Louisville.
That's exciting. That's awesome. So, when it comes down to it, and you got Card Nation sitting here listening, all of our viewers are excited to have you on campus. What's your message to Card Nation, man? Give us a little bit of yourself. Give us a little bit of your heart. What's your message to us?
Yeah, I hope they embrace me. What I mean? I bring a lot of energy. I love playing. I hope they be able to watch me play and fly around the field. I hit hard, celebrate big, and love my teammates and stuff like that. And then always love the community I'm in too. So I hope they, can embrace me for who I am and hope they get to see me fly around the field.
Well, they definitely will, and Card Nation has embraced you, and we can't wait to see what you're going to do this coming season. And we'll be sure to get more of a comment on how fall practice wraps up with the fall game this year. So for the most part, Card Nation, this has been John, JD, and our guest Keith Brown joining us at Card Nation. Be sure to go follow Keith Brown on all of his social media. Be sure to drop it down in the comments below. Instagram, Twitter attachments, whole 9 yards. So that way you can stay up to date with what's going on with Keith. All right. So for the most part, go Cards.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys for having me.
Yes, thank you. All right.
Thank you.